In China, we don't do that because they'll kidnap you.
Oh, What it is, people of YouTube, and welcome back to another video on your girlfriend's worst nightmare. Yep, that's right. We got another part, and we joined with an absolute legend, Emily Wang.
Yes, that's right. It's me in the flesh.
And indeed, so Emily, how do you think the part went?
I think I was great, but you were just okay. I'm joking. You're actually a professional. Yeah.
No, I appreciate that, man. We spoke about so many things, from identity to the Asian culture to the black culture to Emily actually having a black boyfriend. Crazy stuff.
Please subscribe. Please comment. Please
gang.
like.
Please, man.
We're begging you. We're serious.
So we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to your girlfriend's worst nightmare. And here we are with Emily Wang.
The one and only. Yeah.
What it is. You know, Emily, it's so funny because, you know, you were obviously part of the gang during the Arikopaneng days.
Yeah. A loyal supporter.
A loyal supporter. You know, you were a real one. I'm
Yeah,
not going to
yeah,
lie.
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
and then now you're coming onto your girlfriend's worst nightmare podcast.
yeah.
How do you think things have evolved over the time? Do you think we're getting better?
Okay.
Or what's going on?
I mean, it's about to say that I really enjoyed the last podcast. I feel like there was a really good synergy going on, and I really enjoyed the chemistry.
Yeah.
And the conversations. I really liked it. And now we're here for better things as well.
We're here for better things, and
Yeah.
we're here to move forward. You know, shout out obviously to my co-host back in the day, but you know, better days are ahead.
It is what it is. Yeah.
But anyways, people, welcome back to your girlfriend's worst nightmare podcast. We got a new and interesting soul today.
Yeah.
Her name is Emily Wang.
Emily Wang. Emily Wang, actually.
Is it Emily Wang?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's probably the best place for us to start then. Is definitely the very beginning.
I actually have a real name.
Okay. Tell us that real name.
I'm gonna put you on the spot and see if you can pronounce it. Okay.
Okay.
It's spelled Yunzhao. Yes. Okay.
Y-U-N. Yunzhao.
Okay, that's actually close enough.
Okay.
It's Yunzhao.
Yunzhao. Oh, is
Yeah.
Z-H
Yeah.
pronounced J?
Ja.
Okay.
Yunzhao.
I see that. Sure. Damn.
Yeah.
What? So then why you call yourself Emily Wang?
So yeah, this is actually, why do you call yourself Kops if your name is Kopano?
No. That's my stage name. My stage name is
Oh,
Corpse, and I've expressed that all the time. But I think I'm gonna change my name to Corpse actually in my ID.
Really?
I think I just
Really?
I want to go with Corpse. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
I thought because a lot of people like, oh, my name's Njabulo, but you can call me Jazz. But then when they get to varsity, they're like, you know what? I found myself again, and I'm gonna call myself Njabulo. So you're gonna change yours to Corpse.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I won't lie. Like it just low key works. You know what I'm saying? Kopano just, I don't know, it just feels
so formal,
outdated and formal. Yeah. But anyway, so just kind of coming back. Why did you? What's the Zhang? Zhang? What's happening there?
So it's actually a very intelligent name in my language.
Okay.
It means the sun and the moon shining together in the sky.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So like if a normal Chinese person is like looking at it, they wouldn't be able to pronounce it. Because you have to like recognize the picture, because our language is like very picture. Like our syllables and stuff.
Yeah.
So then when I came to South Africa, they were like, okay, you have to get like a white name to fit in.
Sheesh.
And
Crazy.
then they're like, oh my gosh, what name are you going to get? And so back in the days when I went for extra English lessons back in China, everyone got a white name in our class.
Sheesh.
So one was Mike, the other one was John, the other one was Linda, and I was Emily.
What?
So then when I
Was
came
it like a pick up a draw? Was it like, I'm just going to choose Emily?
yeah,
or
it's like all the common, like your typical white names. And then they just gave it to us. Yeah.
So are you happy with the white name Emily, or is it, because you gave me like a Gabriella type vibe?
Really? No. I mean, it's here now. It's here now.
Yeah.
And I haven't had that whole thing of, oh, you must call me by my real name because I found my, self again. Just call me Emily. It's not easy for people to pronounce it.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, that's beautiful. But anyways, I think it's very important that we start from the beginning then. Because it seems like your journey of life has been relatively interesting and very different to what we are all used to. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back. So give me a kind of a good holistic image of who you are, how you came to be, and why you are the person you are today.
So I was born in China. I'm an only child
Sheesh.
due to the one-child policy, actually.
Oh, shucks. Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. So I've never wished to have, like, I've never wanted a sibling. And I know that must be so hard for you. Don't you love your siblings?
Got like fucking 5, 6 siblings, man. It's crazy.
Really?
I don't think I love them. Or jokes, I probably do love them, but yeah, they're okay.
Yeah, so I love attention.
Oh, shit.
But from those ones that I love, from people I love, okay, so I'm an only child, and I grew up as an only child.
Yeah.
And a lot of my peers were also like only children. Like we were all, the perfect ideal family in China was mom, dad, child. Mom, dad, child. So none of my friends had like siblings either. So that was the norm for us.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we also never had pets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we all live in apartments.
Oh,
yeah. Because there's not enough space for like an actual house with like a yard. Yeah. So no one has dogs. So I never grew up with dogs. And so I was like, oh, puppies. No, I'm like, okay, cool. You have a dog.
Yeah. Okay, so you obviously didn't, because I mean, I had siblings from basically from the jump, you know what I'm saying? So I've always had somebody else with the shared attention. Yeah, I suppose that. So how was that kind of vibe then, you know, in your household, being the center of attention the whole time? Did it not get like overwhelming at times, or?
No, I love it.
You love it. And that's a first, man. But I mean, okay, on the flip though, there is obviously a lot of expectations given that they're giving you so much. So how was that kind of growing up?
Yeah, I mean, so I grew up, okay, my dad passed away when I was really young.
Oh, okay.
So how did he pass
Sorry about
away?
that,
Yeah. It's not too deep because I didn't really know him. So then my mom was obviously very heartbroken. First love, first child, you know, these things. And then she came to South Africa in 2003. So I was born in 2000. Then my mom came to SA when I was really young. So I was looked after by my grandparents.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then, like, when I was a child, I was really like, oh my gosh, I wish I had a mom and dad.
Sheesh.
That's deep. That's deep. So then, and my grandparents weren't educated either. So then it was like a lot of pressure, like on this whole education wave, actually. So then it was like, be good at school, be good at school, be good at school. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. And then you come to South Africa, still kind of a youngster. Did you kind of realize when you came to South Africa that, okay, people don't look the same everywhere in the world? And how did you kind of integrate into society? Because I mean, like, fuck, you don't really know anything about the fact that, you know, because we're in South Africa, there's black people here.
Oh my gosh, guys. The first time I saw a black person, like the first time I saw a black person, was actually in China, in Beijing, when I had to do my visa. And then I saw a black girl with like her mom. And then my mom's like, oh, you see, that's a black girl. And you see her hair. They do that hairstyle for like a month or two and they keep it like that. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Is that like the braids?
Yeah. And then, because now we went to the SA embassy. So then I think that was like another African embassy, like the neighboring one. So then, I was like, wow, black people.
They were whites though. You knew white people, or did you not really know white people?
I also knew white people, but then I wasn't as fascinated when I saw them.
Oh, fair. Okay, fair. I can understand that. So okay, so you come down to South Africa, you're like, oh my gosh, black people. Fascinated by them.
Then no. When I came to SA, I'm like, oh, they're all over. Okay. I'm not fascinated.
Welcome to Africa, man. Okay, so you come back. Okay, you're not really fascinated. Then do people kind of accept you automatically because you're different? Or like, how was that kind of the early days kind of integrating into school?
Into school?
Yeah, into school and just into general society. Like, did you make any friends in the jump, or were you pretty lonely at the beginning?
Oh my gosh. I was such a loner. Jeez. Oh my gosh, guys. It was so hard.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It was so hard.
Which primary school did you go to, by the way?
I went to a school in Rustenburg called Silly Park.
Hey, I don't know. I only know Lebone and Rustenburg. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Lebone is the other one.
Yeah.
And then I went to Silly Park. So, how was it? Rustenburg is very Afrikaans.
Okay, fair.
So it's like black people and like Afrikaans people.
Yeah, fair.
So how was it? It was very hard because now I came to South Africa in grade 4. So then now people already knew each other. Yeah. So I didn't really know anyone, and it was very hard. And all black people looked the same to me. All white people look the same to me. You know that thing where they say, all Asians look the same to me. Yeah. Same.
Oh shit. Really?
Yeah.
Somebody low-key told me that I was actually racist, corpse. But I used to also think the same thing about Asian people.
Yeah. A lot of people tell me that. It's like, yo, Emily, why do you guys all look the same? I'm like, girl, you guys look the same to me as well when I first came to SA. So
Yeah. So okay. So you integrate into did you the loner period? You talked about the loner period. How long was that when you kind of first really found your first person or people?
Okay, cool. So the thing about South Africans, I feel like, are very friendly. South Africans are so friendly. Yeah, because in China, you know, when we call the waitress and stuff, like we clap, we go. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
You clap for a wait. You don't go.
You don't do that awkward.
Hey, yo, echo.
No, you clap and my mom's like, yeah, you know, sometimes when you see a stranger on the street and if they smile at you, you should just say hello.
Wow.
In South Africa.
Yes. Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes. But then obviously in China we don't do that stuff. Don't talk to strangers.
Really? There's like, if you don't know me, like, that's it.
Because they'll kidnap you.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because you know the children are limited, so obviously.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's gonna be an interesting part, man. Yeah.
So South Africans are very, very friendly. So obviously when I first came to school, people were so friendly towards me. Like,
but I think it's also based on fascination. Like, you're coming from a different country.
Yes.
What the actual fuck is going on?
Yeah. The first thing that I noticed was that a lot of people wanted to touch my hair. And it was mostly black people.
Okay.
They're like, yeah, can I please touch your hair? I'm like, okay, cool. Can I touch your hair?
Okay.
That was pretty cool.
It's actually so funny you say that, man. That's crazy. Okay.
Because I was also very fascinated with like both black and white people, because white people have softer hair than me, and then black people also have soft hair. Actually,
yeah,
it's
fair,
very
fair,
like
fair.
fluffy,
Yeah, fair,
like
fair,
the
fair.
Afro
a little
one.
more dense. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Then when did I find my people?
So this is what grade is this now? By
grade
the way?
4.
Grade 4. Okay, so you enter school at grade 4.
Yeah, I didn't know how to swim. I never knew that.
You didn't even know English, by that time.
I didn't know English.
You didn't know English. Okay.
That was my first obstacle, guys.
Jeez,
that was my first obstacle.
Sure.
Guys, that was actually the hardest part, because now I obviously had my personality. Like, I already developed like a person inside, because I was young, but like not that young, and my brain was working, but like the words just wouldn't come out because I didn't know how to express myself in the language. So even if I thought, you know, I wanted to be friends with someone and I wanted to make a conversation, it was so hard for me to tell the story. It's like writing like an Afrikaans essay. Like, you know the stuff in English, but they're writing it in Afrikaans.
I don't have that experience, but because I never did Afrikaans. Fuck that.
Really?
Yeah,
what did you do?
I was a Zulu nigga. Fully. Too easy, man.
Okay,
but anyway,
cool.
Sheesh. I mean, did you at times also find yourself like talking in Chinese just for the sake of, I just want to express myself and I'm just frustrated?
No, never. That's weird.
Oh, because I see my mom also, because when we were in Egypt, obviously we also had that language barrier, and it's such I feel that frustration all the time, like just not being able to say what you want, just simply because of the language. You take it for granted, you know, that I know how to speak English, but
wait, they don't speak English in Egypt?
They don't really, like, let's say 70% of the population speaks Arabic. So you're more likely to encounter Arabic people than you are to encounter those that speak English. So yeah, it's quite tough. You know, it's quite tough to navigate your way.
And how long were you there for?
I remember my dad worked there for a couple of years, so we kind of visited him. I think the longest we've been there for like probably 8 weeks.
So it was like more of a holiday experience.
Yeah, more of a holiday experience. So
for
not
me,
like you.
Yeah,
like
it was like a lifestyle.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Sheesh, man. Okay, so you now building. You now have this this obviously English barrier. It's grade 4. So who's your first friend? Shout out to who are you giving a shout out to?
Shout out to, oh my gosh, what's her name again?
She wasn't that important.
She put it out of the picture. I'll tell you who my best friend became. Like, then she was new to the school as well.
Okay.
Then in grade 5. So now in grade 5, let's fast forward to grade 5. This is now when I found my person. Her name was Caitlin Gomwe.
Oh, shout out to her, man.
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
And she's from Zim.
Okay.
I love my Zim people.
Yeah.
And so she was also new to the school, and then we basically just found each other, and then we became best friends.
She did. Oh, okay. She definitely knew English then.
Yeah, she knew English, but she had a lot of Korean friends, and then she also like found me to be like.
You know, it's so funny. It's so funny that you say it, because this person is actually reminding me of a friend of mine that I used to have quite a while back. But there's certain like white people that really love Koreans. Like, they have like this obsession with them. And I'm like, Okay, we see you. You didn't have to come to our side, but I mean, it is what it is.
I don't know. This whole Korean stuff, it's
a bit weird.
It's like an obsession.
Yeah. Okay, so are you building? So now, as you kind of grade 5, grade 6, how's your social kind of game? Are you building, or are you just kind of sticking with you and?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I was so weird in primary school.
Okay.
Because I think because people knew me as this weird immigrant child, like who was good at math.
Oh.
Because there was no English involved in math. I was really good at math. So then I was just okay, I think. I was okay.
Yeah.
And I was not popular at all. Yeah. Okay. But people didn't dislike me. They like the, how were you in primary school?
I was a popular ass nigga, man. You
were always popular.
I was Scorpio, man. If you did not know Copes, you didn't go to my school. Then I won't lie. Like, people love me, man. But I think I was a bit of a squad hopper, though. That was my one problem. Is that like I didn't like stick to one squad the whole time, so I liked chilling with like the cool girls and the weird girls and
white girls.
No, not the white girls, but the weird girls. I liked to chill with the opera guys, the jocks type of guys. So like I was just the cheetahs, everything. I literally.
You had Afrikaans people in the school as well.
No, we didn't have Afrikaans people in our school.
Cool.
Did we? Oh, we had one guy. But that was pretty much it. And he played cricket and rugby.
Of course you play rugby.
But anyways, okay, so then high school, where do you go for high school?
The high school for girls, Potchefstroom.
Hey, which one? So, wait, what are you doing in Rustenburg?
No, I'm from Rustenburg. Then Potchefstroom is also in Northwest.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, so then we went to Potch.
Oh. Yeah. Did you board there?
Yes, I did.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah.
Damn. And were you like for that idea of boarding school?
I loved it. Yeah. I really liked it.
What are those experiences like? Like how was the lifestyle in boarding school? It's all girls, right?
Yeah, it was all girls.
Yeah. How was that lifestyle?
Oh, guys, I wanted a boyfriend so badly. Because the thing is that if you had a boyfriend, then on the weekend, because we had to walk to the mall on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So then, if you had a boyfriend, then your boyfriend can carry your shopping bag.
Yes. Yeah.
That was my dream. That was my dream.
And was your social kind of realm then increasing?
Then I became
Emily Wang.
Yeah.
No, shout out. I mean, were you part of the high top achievers, academic honors?
Yeah.
Did you? And how was that experience? Because apparently the problem with the A students, I don't know if you've ever read the book Robert Kiyosaki, Why A students work for C students.
Yeah.
But that external motivation of just kind of always getting the A for your next high.
Yeah.
How did you kind of navigate getting your internal motivation, like intrinsic motivation kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know if my question makes sense.
It does make sense. From my understanding, I think, because you know that they say that A students will end up working for C students. Yeah, I definitely see myself working for you.
Yeah. Okay, that just exposed the fact that I'm a C student. just putting it out there, ladies and gentlemen. I am a C student. But anyways,
No. Firstly, I don't think I'm as ambitious as you are. I think because school has always kind of worked out for me. Then I'm like, oh, okay, let me just stick with it since it works.
Yeah.
And I don't see myself like owning my own business.
Sheesh.
Creating my own thing, the wave that you're on.
No, fair,
I see myself working for someone.
Jeez.
So
but they're paying you very, very well. But
definitely.
Yo, wow, that's actually quite crazy.
Yeah.
And then now you go on to study AXA.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely insane. So you go to AXA now and you study kind of the academic realm. And you go, that's like at the top pinnacle of academics now. That's really going for the jugular.
Yeah.
Why AXA?
It's mostly to find a rich man.
I knew that was a scam. I knew that you guys were a scam. I knew that you guys were a scam. But I mean, that's true. Did you name your price?
Yeah. I get you, but I try to not make it my personality. You know what I mean? Like I don't go around and say, oh yeah, guys, I'm doing Accent. Oh my gosh, guys, Accent is so hard. Yeah, I try not to make it my personality.
That's actually so true. That's actually so true. Okay, but are you guys enjoying it though? Is it worthwhile?
I failed stats last year. So then now all of a sudden my 4-year degree turned into 5.
Shucks.
So it is hard. It's so hard. And for someone, I feel like I had it so easy, like in school. Besides like grade 4 when I was still learning English, because You know, in grade 4, I failed LO.
Jeez, oh shame. No, but I understand that.
Yo,
I understand.
guys,
I understand. Sure.
So then it's really hard to be work so hard and not get the marks that you think you should get from working hard. Yeah.
And you talk about working hard, and I think that it's kind of what we're kind of going into today, which is, you know, culture and identity. And I think one thing that I've always appreciated about the Asians, and maybe I'm being a bit of stereotypical, but guys are such hard workers, man. You've got to put it out there. I mean, I think every Asian that I've encountered is doing something that is absolutely remarkable, you know? So, you know, what are some harsh truths about kind of being amongst that type of culture and that type of mentality?
Firstly, I'm not a hard worker. Like, I try to work hard, but...
That's what all the smart people say.
No, so... Oh my gosh, guys. You know, the pressure, it's just getting worse. Like, in our Asian societies, like, in our Asian little squad, like, they always do the hard degrees.
Yeah, 100%.
They always do the hard degrees. And it's this constant thing of also the moms are competing, you know, like, I don't know, like, Chinese moms are very like, oh, so what's your daughter studying?
Oh, shucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, why is she studying that?
Jeez.
Like, oh my gosh. Okay. So then, if you don't do something that's like, if you don't study something that's stable, then it's like, okay, like,
what are you doing?
What are you doing with your life?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Sure. So that's like the unspoken truth there.
Yeah.
So if I were to guarantee you success in anything that you were to do today, where would you then, would you still do XI?
No, I do comp sci, I think.
Oh,
I think, yeah.
Okay.
I think like coding and stuff is really the future, I think.
Yeah.
But I can't code, so yeah.
I don't know how to spell code.
Yeah, I'd love to do it, but yeah. But I think that's something that's really got a lot of, you know.
It's so funny that you say that, like, there's like that unspoken, like, you got to kind of have that status, whatever, and that's so true. Hey? Like, I feel like that unspoken truth is a weird thing. I mean, for us in black culture, it's the same thing. But I don't know if it's as... I feel like that... Like, our moms and dads definitely live for those moments. So we're having a bride, families and all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Kopano just at UCT. Oh, yeah, Kopano was at Hilton.
Oh, yeah. That's young brag.
Like, it's nothing too crazy. You know, it's just a regular day. Like, oh, dude, just went to Greece. Oh, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. But I think for you guys, it's like emphasized. Like, bro, like, what are you doing with your life? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's always a competition.
Yeah.
It's always a competition by us, whereas I feel like in black culture, they always want you to do accounting for some reason.
Oh, yeah, we got some accounts. Yeah, and lawyer.
Yeah.
And lawyer, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so in China, it's like doctor.
Doctor, straight
doctor,
up, eh?
Yeah, doctor is the one, yeah.
Sheesh, that's insane. That mentality is absolutely insane. And do you think that, you know, let's say, because obviously we just going back a little bit, but your father figure, did you was your grandfather, I suppose, right?
Yeah, no, and I have a stepdad.
Oh, you have a stepdad?
Yes,
okay.
he's Afrikaans.
Oh, shucks. Oh, shucks. This is getting interesting. Wait.
Yeah.
Let's just revert a bit. So your stepdad, when did your stepdad come into your life?
So basically, now when I was still in China. I was living in peace in China.
Yeah.
Struggling with school or whatever. And then when my mom got married in South Africa first, and then she was like, okay, cool, I think I can bring my child over now.
I see.
And then she brought me over. So that's why we were in Rustenburg, such an Afrikaans town, because my dad was based there.
Oh,
yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did he kind of negate your way through kind of like, was he also kind of strict?
Not at all. He was so chill. Like white people.
Gonna get cancelled with this podcast, man. Okay, no, I understand. Okay, and then just kind of turning kind of a role back to culture. I mean, we obviously as being in the Asian community, I would imagine that, you know, certain things are perceived in certain ways. Yeah. You know, and one of the biggest things that I think around the world is definitely cash. Yeah. You know, and how we view money. I know for the black culture, you know, you got to speak with what you have, you know? And you got to speak with kind of, if you want true dominance, show us why you deserve it. Yeah. How do Asian people, I suppose, then view money and their relationship with money?
So, you know, like in South Africa, we have like old money and like new money.
Yeah. First generation wealth, 100%. Yeah.
So then like new money is like flashy.
Yeah, 100%.
It's always the nice cars.
100%. Couldn't agree more. Yeah. Okay.
So in China, it's like new money for everyone. Because remember, like the hockey stick curve. Like we were poor.
Yeah.
So then people only recently got money now. So then I overheard when I went back to China when I was like, 13, 14, I overheard the kids in the class speaking about the iPhones. I don't know what the iPhone 7 just came out. It's like, well, my dad has an iPhone 8. Jeez. My dad has an iPhone 7. Like, it was like this whole competition
Fair.
thing of like who has more money at home and who's like more flashy and stuff like that.
Jeez. It's weird though, because I think for us, it's more like it's nothing too crazy. Like I always go back to that slogan, you know, like people won't want to emphasize that they have money. Like they won't be like, oh my gosh, we have this, you have that, we have that. It's more like I'm just taking out my AirPod Pros. I'm just, getting into my Bentley. It's nothing too crazy, just a regular day. Yeah. But I need you to see that I'm doing that.
Yes. It needs to be a subtle flex.
Subtle flex. Yeah. So you guys, it was very emphasized.
It was. It was like it had to show on my wrist. Jeez. It has to show on my hand,
Jeez. Yeah. Okay, and then obviously that money mentality stems across everything.
Everything, especially when finding a partner.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we got to get into, man. I mean, finding a partner, finding your people. So how does now, you've got this blueprint on how you look at money, how you look at life. Now, obviously, the way you've lived your life is very come back to that. Yeah. And getting into like your romantic relationship. Are you currently in a romantic relationship?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And who's this young king? Xinping, my brother, man. What a legend. Yeah. And how has that relationship been? I mean, obviously he's a black man, which is completely against the norm.
It is.
Why, how, and
So the first thing is that Chinese people are very against dating outside of our culture. So not even just like with black people necessarily, it's also like your other race boxes. If it's white is better. White is always better.
White is always better. Yo, that's deep.
So then white is better, but then like if you get the Indians, the coloreds, the other people, it's a no. And that's just because we've been, as society, just in general, like we always think white people is better than us.
Sure.
Yeah. So another thing is that, so they want us, but preferably in general, the trend is to date within, because it's very hard to get like citizenship in China as well. So they try to keep it like in between us and not allow an outsider to get citizenship. I think that's got to do with that as well. But there's like on like my mom's TikTok, because there's a Chinese TikTok called Douyin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's like the sister company of TikTok.
Oh, shucks, I never knew that. Okay,
yeah. So then Douyin, like they also like it's exclusively for Chinese people in a way, and they always promote like 10 reasons why you should date a Chinese man, and then it's like stuff like he'll let you be in charge of the money, foreigners don't understand the concept of being good to your parents and stuff like that.
Sure. Wow. So then you talk about that culture shift, and I suppose the fact that there were constraints. So now why is it that then you weren't brainwashed?
Well, I mean, guys, I came quite young. So
fair. That's a fair point. A fair point. You did come quite young, so you could kind of adopt yourself to this African culture. Sure.
Yeah, and I really love black people.
Yeah.
Because they've made me feel really at home. And also like the Afrikaans kids in Rustenburg used to bully me. They used to come to my gate in my complex and shout ching chong cha. Like, oh my gosh. Dude, can you believe that? Can you actually believe that? Can you actually? Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's so bad. What the fuck?
Like I was literally chilling in my house because my gran teaches piano, right? So we're in the middle of a piano lesson. So my gran, as in like my Afrikaans dad's mom, she's like very influential in my life as well. So she was teaching me piano, and then she's like, do. I wasn't very good, but okay, do. Then this whole group, like 7 or 8 of them, they come to my gate with their bicycles, and they're like, chong chong cha, ching chong.
So
guys,
bad.
as a kid, I just cried. Hey,
yo, that's so bad, man.
And then like my gran stood up for me. Kom, julle kinders. Kom now. Yeah.
Shut up, man. But anyway, so now just kind of going all the way back to, I suppose, the relationship. Though.
Yeah.
So you and Shingai meet, and obviously, I think he probably supposed, okay, she's just a South African Asian, born here, whatever. And then he's met with all those now realities. How did that conversation go?
The conversation is that it's a really difficult situation because I know for a fact that it's not very normal, let's say at least in the South African context, to date a black person. Yeah. So
even in your Asian context, to be fair, like, what are you doing dating a black guy?
No, but like in America, it's like, oh, Asian couple.
Oh, fair. Yeah. Sure. And so then how would you have that conversation? Have you exposed the fact that you're dating a black person to your parents?
Not to my parents, no.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
but he's met other parts of my family. He's actually met the white part of the family here in Cape Town.
Okay, I see.
So I'm slowly but surely introducing him to my family, like one step at a time. Yeah.
And do you think that they'll accept him, like on the Asian side?
I think so. Now that's got to do with how well he does. Oh my gosh, guys, I don't think I want to include this, but let's see. I think that will have to do with how well he does for himself, like career-wise and financially later on in life, which is why I want to wait for him to finish school. And then like when we're both making money, when we're both like financially, independent, then I can introduce him to my mom and say, oh, here's my man,
Because of, once again, coming back to that whole thing of there has to be some sort of value.
Yeah, because in China, because of the whole one-child policy thing, there are more men than women. So in order for you as a man to get a wife, you need to have a house. You need to have a car. You need to have like a proper job. On our first date, the first question I'm going to ask you is, what car do you drive? Jeez. Basically, sure. I think, but because it's very important. And because you are an only child as well in your family. So obviously all your aunts and uncles, they're all going to come together and make sure that you have a house and a car so that you are able to get a wife, basically. Which is also why when I heard that Lobola is something like 30K.
It depends. And here's my opinion, Lobola's always been an interesting one, and I don't necessarily believe that I truly still understand it. Should we be doing it in modern day society? What. But, I guess it's, in a way, it kind of is the same thing with you. Yeah. Because the way I understand Lobola is it is a way of I think one, showing thanks for kind of the woman that has been raised in this certain household. Yeah. And showing your ability to be able to kind of be that individual that can provide in many ways. Yeah. But then it gets complicated when, number one, you've got lesbians. Yeah. Number two, you've got gay guys. Number three, also it's a thing of like, okay, what happens if the woman is genuinely the breadwinner? Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? Then what happens in that situation? So there's already like this economic aspect to love that I think is slowly starting to seep in, given the wokeness culture that is coming into South Africa. So yeah, man, I think in many ways, and once again, I'm not an expert on Lobola. I haven't really studied that, and one day we'll get somebody that is an expert on Lobola to come on the podcast. But the idea of it, I think for me, is still quite contradictory, because we say, okay, let's stay traditional and all that, but also kind of on the opposite side, we just let's be woke, understand that women and men must be on the same level. So I mean, given the fact that women have those type of expectations of their men in China, surely that means then that there is a conservative view on the way of love. Because if I'm supposed to be providing, that means that you should be cooking, you should be nurturing, you should be doing all those things. And is that a right assumption to make?
Yes, in some cases, because also China is also being influenced by the West as well. Fair. So a lot of people they say, oh, I'm a very traditional woman. I like my husband to be the breadwinner and I don't mind staying at home. But what happens mostly, because living is so expensive in China, well, it's expensive everywhere, but most of the times it's like the mom and the dad works and the grandparents stay together with them and they look after the child. That's the norm.
Sheesh. Okay. So it's just building that hierarchy system is always going to be there. Okay, I see. Okay. Alrighty. Then I suppose we're going to move on to the identity, and I think that is, for me, a big aspect in your life, is finding your identity. Yeah, because personally I haven't. I must admit, university has completely failed me in that role.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, it's quite sad, but anyways.
But I feel like, weren't you always a squad hopper? So
yeah.
Were you hoping to find a specific squad?
Maybe I was hoping to find a squad that hops.
So you want to squad hop with
my squad hoppers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
So I want to take that to your coconut episode. And a big fan, guys.
Yes, sir.
So you were saying that you also feel like in some aspects you're too black for the black people and too white for the white people.
Yes.
And that's how I feel in South Africa. I feel I'm very not black enough for black people and not white enough for white people. And definitely not Asian enough to be with my Asian people.
That's also true, because I see on campus, for instance, at UCT, the Asian people always stick together.
They're always with one another.
I never see Emily there.
I want to be. I want to be. No, I've shot my friendship shots with those Asians. They just don't want me. They said no mask, no entry. Because they always wear masks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So how do you find your identity given that those realities?
It's been very hard. I've tried to, I guess, be involved in different things so that I don't only have one identity, if you know what I mean, like one brand. Let me say it like that. So I don't want to make Accent my whole brand. I don't want to make a YouTuber my whole brand. How do you feel about a podcaster being a whole brand?
It's not my whole brand because I'm a podcaster, YouTuber.
And maybe TikToker soon.
Maybe TikToker soon. That's true.
Yeah.
Sheesh, man. Okay, so then what's the hardest thing about living that life? Because surely there are people that are also experiencing the same thing. And did you find your people through that? Or?
So you see, that's the thing. The coconuts have found each other.
Yes.
And now they formed their own little coconut squad.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. But have you?
I have not found my people who are like half in, half out of this Asian thing. Yeah. So that's been quite hard.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you feel lonely at times, eh?
Culturally, yes. Like, I don't ever celebrate like the Chinese holidays. And like some of the Chinese holidays are a big deal to us. Yeah. So I don't celebrate those.
Sure.
Yeah. But I pray on Heritage Day.
Hey, I'm dead. Okay, I see. So there is definitely a big pushback from you. Hey? Like, you definitely are rejecting that culture and trying to find your own spiel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, it's a funny thing, and I always say that with the black society thing. And with the coconut thing, I think one of the biggest things that I also realized, and if not probably the biggest like academic thing that I've learned at UCT is, I was in this one class and this lady was basically talking about the coconut race, whatever. And she basically said that the problem with the coconut race is that, we have already defined what it means to be black. And so we've created like a criteria, what it means to be black, And so firstly, who made that criteria, number one? And number two, so like, for instance, a guy that comes from, I don't know, fucking England, and he's a black guy and he comes in, now he's got the accent, he's got certain ways of life. Is he now a coconut,
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I would obviously feel the same for you, those expectations, those norms you don't follow, and therefore you struggle kind of,
Yeah, because I speak like a South African. I live like a South African.
Yeah.
I'm listening to the Amapiano songs,
Yeah. So it's very difficult for you to kind of really get into it and kind of immerse yourself. Sure. Yeah. It's actually crazy, man. So what's one thing you wish you knew, I suppose, coming into this whole identity journey, if you were to kind of give yourself some advice that you wish you could take?
Cops, you always ask hard questions that make me think about life.
Yeah, that's the point of your girlfriend's worst nightmare, man.
Oh my gosh. What advice?
I would say, okay, I'll sort it myself then.
Okay, please. Always, I need a past paper, an example.
Yeah, it's always easier. So I think for me, Jay Shetty said it so well. And it's basically the idea that I've accepted that not everybody's going to understand me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I don't need that to be true. I don't have to have everybody accept me and I think understand me rather. And I think my biggest thing when I was trying to find myself back at Hilton and early days at uni is that I thought that I had to kind of explain myself to every single person. And the reality is that, number one, nobody gives a shit.
That's so true.
And number two, like, honestly, people that want to understand will understand, and people that don't understand and you're just continually trying to re-explain, leave that shit alone. So yeah, in terms of finding your identity, I think that's probably one of the biggest advice that I can give somebody, is that not everybody will understand the reason why you do what you do. I take the fucking gym rat that trains 7 days a week, twice a day. It's like, only if you're a proper gym rat, you'll understand why that goes to the gym so much, But if you're not, then you won't understand it. So yeah, not everybody will understand you.
I guess, can I take the past paper answer?
Oh, no, you can't.
And steal it.
You can't do that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think mine, I guess, is just to stop being so... I think one thing that I still struggle with is to be... Like, I want to become less biased when I see someone. I think that's my advice, because sometimes I see an Afrikaans person and I'm like, this person is going to be racist towards me.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm trying to work on. And because black people have also been racist towards me, so I think something that I need to work on, or the advice I'd give to myself, is that try not to be, just have like an objective, view of people, and don't have your, prejudice against people before you know them for who they are.
Jeez, that is deep, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is so true. I think that is so true. I think I share the sentiment. I see an Emma walk up to me and I'm like, oh my gosh. God. Here we go again. But you're right. I think I should drop those standards and I should literally just look at them as a being and as a person and see like, what goes on. I mean, it's the same with dating, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just I didn't actually explore, but how did you know that Shingai was the one?
Oh my gosh, guys! I didn't think Shingai was the one, because also with my unconscious bias, or my bias rather.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, guys! Oh my gosh! I don't want to say this because it sounds kind of like I don't love him. Like, but it's this black guy with this accent.
Xingping! Xingping, man! Xingping's got like a combination of South African coconut. And Zim.
And a young oak vibe.
Yeah, and an oak. Yeah. I don't know how to explain
Yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh. And then we go into conversation, and then he was like, yeah, I took 11 subjects. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then like my immediate, reaction was that, oh my gosh, really? Are you really telling me this? Like, you're so cocky.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I was on the KZN debating team.
Yeah.
My gosh.
I killed it, man.
I was on the KZN chess team. Oh my gosh. I went to Hilton. Oh my gosh. Just stop. So, obviously my thing was like, oh my gosh, this guy is actually so stuck up. And that was like my bias towards him. And then later on, when I really got to know him, I'm like, wow, this is actually a wonderful person.
And it's often those social norms and those social boundaries we put on people, and that we just don't get to explore the true essence, man.
Yeah.
Sheesh, man. No, that's beautiful. Okay. So now, of course, you're a social media god, low-key. Low-key, you're going to build something that's greater than all of us. And you actually made a reel that had how many views?
1.1 million.
Not too crazy.
Not too much, guys. It's small change.
1.1 million. Damn. Okay, we're going to show that reel right here. Boom.
Asking my actuarial science friends what they
Okay, so now tell me about the reel. you obviously made a reel basically about Axai asking people what they got for math.
Yeah.
At the end of a trick.
Yeah.
And how was your journey being with social media? Because you're a TikTok fanatic. You're not really on Instagram, eh?
Not even, guys. Let me tell you.
Everything is linked below, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Socials are all linked below.
Thank you. So let me tell you, my first like viral experience was when I rapped Casper.
Okay.
Yeah, in matric, I rapped because he was having this competition to win phones. Guys, I love winning things. I just love winning.
I've never won anything, so I just
really.
Never tried.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've also never won like the giveaways, but I was like, okay, let me give it a try. So you had to rap one of his songs. So I rapped Limpite.
Hey.
But I rapped the Sayonara part.
Oh shucks. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
So then I was like, I went viral on TikTok. Not TikTok, Twitter. Twitter was those days. Yeah.
Went viral on Twitter. My God. Okay.
Yeah. So then now it was like a whole like black people were so fascinated with, oh my gosh, this China can speak like Vernac.
Yeah.
No, I just learned the song.
Yeah.
Like I just learned like the Sayonara part of the song, you know. Then now like my brand became this like Chinese girl who can speak Vernac.
Sheesh.
And I didn't like that because I couldn't really speak Vernac, you know. I'm just there like, you know, du me lang, you know. Okay. You know, so I didn't really speak it fluently, you know. So then I didn't want to claim that sort of clout of that sort of person. So then okay, cool. Then I deleted the Twitter, deleted the video. Like I was just like, because I didn't want to be that brand because I was like a fraud because I wasn't that type of
I see what you're saying. Did you deleted the video off Twitter? Like
I deleted the whole account even because people would DM me like uncles. Corpse, your father's.
Which one, man?
They were there. They're like, oh, let me teach you Zulu and you can teach me Chinese.
I'm dead. I'm so dead. Okay.
So then I was like, okay, cool. Then when I failed stats, I was bored. And then I was like, okay, cool. This year I had a lot of time. You know, when I was in matric, I had this thing of, oh, what does UCT look like? What does the reses look like? So I really wanted to help people. And then I went around to all the UCT student residences. And then I did a thing.
Made like reels?
No. I did YouTube videos of like residence tours.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay, that's pretty dope.
And I'm relatively successful on YouTube. Hey, I have more subscribers than you do.
Yeah. We're pretty small. We're pretty small.
Not in flex, you know. But no.
Yeah.
But you'll grow. And then basically I had like 1 or 2 TikToks, and it was mainly it was like date night, and I went to a really cheap place. Not cheap. Like it was $250 for 5 courses. I'm like, wow, my friends must know this Cape Town soft life, but on a student budget. You know what I mean? So then I posted that, and then that kind of got some sort of attention. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't really like. Then I made TikToks, but mainly to promote my YouTube channel.
That's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
I'm actually not doing that. But I'm
you need to do that because that's the sort of media that people consume now. So then I made like little trailers basically for my YouTube. It's like, oh, link in my bio.
Crazy.
And then I saw like the trend of like the matrics asking them sing or tell them your maths mark. And then like these matrics, their maths mark, no shade, but like 27. But then now if you have a low mark, you're supposed to sing. Because you did sing or tell your maths mark. And then I did the video and then it blew up. And did I know it was going to blow up? Not really. Hey, I didn't expect it. Not to that scale, I think.
Fair.
Then after that, I haven't posted TikTok ever since.
Jeez.
Because the like, pressure is getting...
Because you're obviously a perfectionist. But I mean, we'll get there. But I mean, part of your success, obviously, in social media is given your avatar. Yeah. So you're an Asian that's speaking Vernac, that's at UCT, that's doing all these things. So you had an unfair advantage. Would you agree?
For sure. It's definitely... Because now it was a competition for Casper's phone, right? For songs. Like, he gave 1 phone a day. Did I really win because I was a good rapper? Or did I win because I'm a Chinese person speaking Vernac? And it was that fascination. If a black person did it just as well as I did, I still would have won. For sure.
And that was a defining factor.
Yeah.
Sure. It's one of those things that we don't talk about, the unfair advantage that we all have.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, did that make you... So did you win that? You won that competition?
I won. Yeah, there were 30 winners, and I was one of them. Yeah.
Jeez, did you feel like should I have won, or did you feel like you deserved it?
I definitely didn't deserve it, but I think it was a little bit of my Asian privilege and also luck, like Asian privilege and luck. I don't think I was talented, but I think my video was pretty, it wasn't bad. My video wasn't bad.
Yeah.
My rapping wasn't bad either.
Okay.
I'm just saying I wasn't the best.
Okay. We're going to link it here.
No link.
No link.
It's all
it's all gone. I'm going to send it to us so we can put it on the YouTube.
Let me do it live.
Are you going to do it live?
I can do it live.
Hey, oh no, we're going to get flipping copyrighted because of that. We're going to monetize this video, man.
Okay, cool,
but anyways, we almost got you. But anyways, okay. So and then through that whole video kind of era of going viral, how was that experience? Obviously, did you walk around? Oh my gosh, you that girl? Can I take a picture?
No, actually. Oh wait, actually, this actually did happen. This happened when I first came to UCT because I did it in matric. Then in first year when I came, then someone was like, "Oh my gosh, you're that Casper girl." I'm like, "Yo, I don't want that to be my brand." Actually, you're the Casper girl. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then one person did ask me, I was like, can I take a picture with you? I'm like, OMG guys, I'm actually a celeb. I'm joking. Then also the same thing happened at UCT. There was a freshers' bri and then I danced on stage and I also won the competition.
Oh, but was that once again? Was that?
That was definitely my Asian privilege.
Jeez.
It was because I can't dance. I just woshoed like twice. And then the crowd was like,
It's an interesting thing that we don't speak about is that are some of the social media gods that have dominated society that because of their actual creative ability or just simply because of their character. Recently I watched a video of a guy who took a penny across America to deliver it to Mr. Beast, like a 30-day kind of series. And I think he's a white guy and part of his privilege to be able to record that video was, number one, the cities that we went to were very, very safe. So you could sleep outside in a hammock and like nothing would happen to him. Number two, a lot of people were very nice and generous to him. But I think to myself, if he was a black guy kind of asking people to kind of help him through this journey of taking this penny across to taking it to Mr. Beast, well, if he was a black guy, would he still have the same outcome? So it's one of those undertones that I think we don't necessarily hint a lot, and talk about a lot, that, certain advantages come through just based off what you have. Like I think about some big YouTubers today. I'm not going to expose because I'm not that type of guy. But are you just big just simply because you live the lifestyle and you're pretty as opposed to your actual creative ability?
Yeah, for sure.
It's just because people do experience a certain type of privilege within the social realm. And I don't know if you have to acknowledge it, but I just think that it's important to know that it's there.
And do you feel like you have those sorts of...
So I haven't had exponential growth yet, right? So I still feel like I'm part of like the big pond, but I definitely realize with the equipment that I use, the quality of my production, I think that to some degree a lot of that comes in terms of some sort of privilege. So I think in many ways the growth that I will experience hopefully is, unfortunately, not unfortunately, but fortunately so, given the fact that I was able to kind of pay for all of this stuff. So I definitely realized that there is some sort of privilege, but I think in retrospect, regardless of any event, there is some sort of privilege that you experience, unfair advantage rather that you experience.
For sure.
But I mean, so final words for those people that want to go viral. If you were to give them any advice, because I want to go viral, can you give us some advice?
I think going viral is about offering something to the table that others don't bring. So for me, it's Chinese person, I guess, acting black. Oh my gosh. Which I don't want it to be my brand, but you have to find a brand for yourself that you'll be okay with. And then you kind of stick with that and just, you need to be privileged. In some way. You
got to see your privilege, in some way. Sure, fair. And what do you think about your girlfriend's worst nightmare and how we can, find that viral vibe? Any advice for us?
I think you need to promote yourself, like marketing wise. You need to stop, because your friends will always support you no matter what. I think that's my biggest thing. But you need to tell your friends to tell their friends that you're not friends with.
To
come and listen.
Because right now I'm just kind of like the people that are consuming my content are just on the other side of my friendship circle.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that I'm on the podcast, my friends will definitely listen. Maybe my fans. Oh my gosh.
Oh!
I'm joking. I don't have fans.
Maybe my fans.
I don't have fans.
Yeah. No, I hear you. No, thanks for that. I will definitely make sure that we've got to explore more and definitely market much better.
Yeah.
And I think definitely TikTok is where we need to start.
Yeah, you need to penetrate that market. Yeah. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Corpse.
No, 100%, man. And just kind of ending off, we gotta reflect a bit. I'm always on asking the deep questions.
Oh my goodness.
And I think I had 3, but I'll only ask 1 today because this part has been it's been jumpy, but it's been really, really fun and cool and funny.
Okay, cool.
But I need to end on a deep note because that's just the way I do things. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So one question I always love asking people is that if you were to pass away on the day that you were born. On the day that your child rather is born, and you only had the ability to write them a note, what would you put on that note?
Your mom was famous on
Oh,
TikTok.
good. Look at me trying to make things serious here, and you are kidding.
I'm joking. I think one advice, maybe back to my biases. I think. Yeah. Treat everyone equally with kindness and fairness, and help people wherever you can.
No, I love that, man. Emily, what a privilege it's been to have you on
so
Your
much.
Girlfriend's
Thank you.
Worst Nightmare, man. Really to appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, as always, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Join the gang.
Yeah.
Sayonara.
Yoshin guys, worst nightmare.
Damn, what an absolute pod, man. That was one to remember. I think I really kind of gained such value, and I learned so many different things. I was learning about the Asian culture and some of those one-child policies, and even her moving to Rustenburg and having a white dad, bro. I was like, bro, what the fuck? But truly was an amazing one, and really what Your Girlfriend's Worst Nightmare stands for is gaining that different perspective and becoming absolute flippin' badass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? What you think about the podcast, Ames?
So I want you guys to leave your comments in the below and tell us what we can improve on and how we can better our content. And we really thank you for your support and love. Yay.
Yeah. No, appreciate it, man. Ames, are you gonna be back on Your Girlfriend's Worst Nightmare anytime soon?
I mean, I hope so. If you invite me, I'm so desperate. I'm begging.
Hopefully we can actually come to a house because Emily's a baller, so we have to head up to Bantry Bay for that episode. But anyways, people, if you like today's video, please once again be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. Join the fucking gang. We are growing and we're becoming greater and better. And we love you guys. Peace.